This is Mr. Rothbart with the latest episode in the How to Become a Personal Trainer series, where you learn what really matters in being a good personal trainer to busy, real people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, all the way up. In this episode, we are going to talk about something that I guarantee affects almost every single one of your potential clients, and that's tight, painful shoulders. I see way more shoulder pain than any other kind of pain, and that includes back pain and knee pain and anything else. And the reasons for that, if you kind of look around, are pretty obvious. People do a ton of sitting, they're looking at their computers, they're looking at their phones. All of that pulls their head and shoulders forward, and that just turns everything into a mess up here. Their chest and their front deltoids here become tight, pulls forward here, their upper back is kind of stretched out and weak, and that pulls them into this kind of head forward and shoulders raised position. And that leads to shoulder and neck pain. So we're going to talk about a really important movement pattern that someone with tight shoulders can perform to get them out of that bad position and posture, and that's horizontal pulls. And that's the exercise that fits that pattern is the row. So any kind of a row where you're reaching and then pulling something toward you. The horizontal pull is a crucial movement pattern for just about everyone who works at a desk job, spends a lot of time sitting or driving. In other words, just about everyone these days. Almost everyone who comes to our gym has some sort of postural issue relating to their shoulders. It's usually some version of shoulders that are elevated and rolled forward to some degree. And it's only a matter of time before someone with this kind of postural issue starts feeling some sort of shoulder pain, neck pain, kind of pain through here, headaches, and that can also kind of translate down into your back as well. So, as I mentioned before, the main reason for chronic shoulder pain is posture. And the reason that people develop pain from this posture is where the collarbone is. So I'm going to show you a picture right now. And as you can see, there isn't much room between the collarbone and the four small muscles in there known collectively as the rotator cuff. And the rotator cuff's main job is to center your humerus bone, your arm, in the shoulder socket. The type of posture that we're talking about, the problematic posture that we're talking about, causes rotator cuff inflammation, which causes the rotator cuff to rub up against the collarbone, and that causes pain. You see, there's not a lot of room in there. An easy way to demonstrate this for your clients is to kind of show them how important posture and their head position is to their shoulder position. It's a very easy test. So just have them stand up nice and tall. If they can do it against a wall, it's actually pretty great. And the reason for that is the wall lines them up. There's no room for error with the wall. I mean, I'm not going to do that against the wall right here, so you can just kind of see what I'm doing. But have them stand nice and tall, try to get everything lined up in good posture. Again, when you're in good posture, you're basically from the ankle, you should be pretty much running a line straight through about here, right through the middle of your shoulder, right to your ear. Now, no one has perfect posture, but we try to be as good as we can. Most people, if you see from the side, are going to be something like this. But have them stand up nice and tall, and in this position, just have them raise their arms over their head. Have them feel it, take a look at what their range of motion is, just kind of the general feel there. And now what I want you to do is have them just, if they're against a wall, just kind of bring their head just slightly forward from the wall. Or if they're not against a wall, just say, just bring your head forward just an inch or two, not even that much. We're not looking for anything extreme, just a little bit. And then from here, have them raise their arms over their shoulder. So if you see the difference in me, I go from here to here, okay? That's a huge difference. And that's going to be really enlightening for your clients that are always wondering why they have a lot of shoulder pain and neck pain or headaches or anything like that. So another effect of this type of posture is that the scapula, your shoulder blades, they don't move correctly. And in many cases, they just don't move at all. They're kind of glued in place if you're like this. So proper scapular movement, boom, is essential for proper shoulder movement and positioning. And the reason for this is without good scapular movement, the only way the body can actually move up here is to elevate the shoulders. So, for instance, instead of being able to go like this, they just do this. It's all arms. So this is what most people are going to be doing. So it's not uncommon when you're teaching people to move their scapula correctly that they move their shoulders up instead of kind of wrapping their scapula around their back. And that's because this is the way most people are used to moving at this point. It's a position they're in much of the time at work. They're typing, they're looking at their phone. When they get stressed, boom, those shoulders come up. That's classic positioning in stress. and everyone has stress, right? So when people are rowing, it's very important to cue them to relax their shoulders and move their shoulder blades back and down. I always like to tell them that rows are not an arm exercise. You'll see them get into a good position and they just move their arms and their shoulder blades do not move. This is the proper position there. So this is very much a feel kind of movement, moving your shoulder blades correctly. So if people don't know how to feel it or what it feels like, it could very well be a problem. So some good cues for rows are initiate the movement with the your shoulder blades. Again, this is a back exercise, not an arm exercise. That's key. Just because you're moving your arms does not mean it's an arm exercise. Kind of reach with your arms and then pull against that stretch. So when you're reaching, you're going to feel a stretch in here. Kind of pull against that. And again, if you're feeling anything up here, sometimes people will say when I'm rowing or when I'm doing this movement, I'll feel it here or in their neck. Because they're not moving their shoulder blade. They're just moving their arms, jamming those shoulders up by their ears. So, does this look good or does this look good? So again, we're getting back into that posture. And if you're watching them do one of these movements and it's pretty clear they're not in good posture, it's because they're not moving their shoulder blades very well. One pretty common rowing mistake too, when people actually do move their shoulder blades pretty well, is they kind of bring their elbows back too far. So they're going, it looks really good, and they bring it back here. I can't move my elbows further back through my shoulder blades. If I'm gonna move my elbows further back, I have to raise my shoulders to do it, okay? So that's, you wanna cue them to kind of feel that movement in their shoulder blades, and when they can't move their shoulder blades anymore, that's all that they do. That's the last of their movement. So we do a lot of different row variations. We do them with dumbbells, we do them with bands, we do them with suspension trainers, but the key is that all rows are the same. It's just the body angle at which is performed and whatever tools you're going to use. That's where the challenges and the variations occur. So every row should finish in perfect posture, whether you're leaning back, rowing from up here, whether you're doing a dumbbell row from here, whether you're doing a row just standing in just kind of straight up position, okay? So every row finishes the same. And to see that from the side again, I'm nice and tall, I'm reaching. It's very important that they feel that stretch here. And then I am initiating the movement with my shoulder blades and just kind of finishing it right here, okay? One exercise I like to use a lot comes from egoscue, and is called the hook-lying reverse press. And this is a great exercise to teach people how good shoulder movement is supposed to feel. And this is such a feel-oriented movement pattern. And people sometimes are so used to the tension in their shoulders and neck, they don't even notice that it's there. And that's not good. So getting them to feel it is, getting to feel how it's supposed to feel is really important. So let me show you that exercise. Okay, so this is the hook-lying reverse press. The hook-lying position is basically just lying on your back with your knees bent. That's just called the hook-lying position. And what I want people to do here is I just want them to relax. So that is the key here. Sometimes people, they don't understand the importance of a setup sometimes with exercises. And it's very important. If they don't set this one up correctly, they're doomed from the start. So what you want to do is have them lie down, have their arms in a relaxed position. We don't want any tension in their shoulders or in their neck. None at all. Any tension is going to defeat the purpose of this exercise. Just have them lay their arms down. When they feel that they don't have any tension, you're just going to have them bring their hands toward the ceiling, keeping their elbows on the floor, okay? Again, no tension. Very important that they maintain that. And from here, all we're going to do is very lightly press our elbows into the floor and release. Press and release. So if you notice, what's happening here, when I press my elbows into the floor, I'm getting a slight retraction, little bitty retraction in my shoulder blades, but it's enough to feel, boom, right through there. And the nice thing about this, doing it in the position lying on the floor, is I'm actually letting gravity work for me. So I can actually feel my shoulder blades move against the floor, and I'm in a very nice, relaxed position. Okay, so you just have them do about a few sets of 10, just to get the feel there. And this is not a big exercise. What you don't want is people to do this, where they're overarching their back and acting like this is some heavy squat. It's very light movement. And that is the hook-lying reverse press. You can also do this up against a wall. We call that the standing reverse press. And again, this exercise is to develop their feel for this movement. Okay? Just get them to feel how it feels to retract those shoulder blades. It's very important. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there for now. As always, please like this video if you got anything from it. Subscribe so you can be the first to know when something new goes up. I'm trying to do at least one new video every week. And of course, if you have any questions about rows, anything about being a personal trainer, please just ask in the comments. I'm going to answer every question, and I'm going to answer them all very honestly. So please do that, and please take care, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.